We have a problem, Batman. Gotham needs you again.
Saitama, known aliases, One Punch Man, public perception, comical hero, underdog, anomaly, reality, a biological singularity, no observable limits to strength, speed, stamina, or resilience, a walking contradiction, the deadliest force on Earth, trapped inside the demeanor of an apathetic civilian. He is laughter with fangs, a god wrapped in boredom. What makes him dangerous is not just his power, is his indifference. He lacks ambition. He lacks pride. He lacks fear. He fights not for glory or survival or cause, but out of vague habit. No vengeance, no ideology, no hunger for domination. This absence of traditional drive renders him unpredictable. You can't bait what doesn't hunger. You can't intimidate what doesn't fear. You can't control what. The first phase will require patience. Direct confrontation is not an option. He reacts faster than thought and hits harder than any living weapon I've studied. Even Kryptonian physiology would shatter under his force. I will not surveil Saitama as I would a villain. I will study him as I would a force of nature, tail him under the guise of neighborhood observation programs. He follows strict patterns not out of discipline but out of disinterest in change. He shops on discount days. He carries limited cash. He avoids conflict unless conflict seeks him. I will install layered observation, drones masked as birds, fiber optics in lampposts, biometric samplers embedded in public handrails. He will not notice, not because I'm flawless, but because he simply isn't looking. The warning shot cannot be aggressive. Provoking Saitama into perceiving me as a threat would be catastrophic. Instead, I will initiate subtle disruptions, false monster attacks within his range, timed slightly off his expected route to create low-level frustration. Alter local news to suggest the city no longer sees him as necessary. Introduce heroes that draw attention away from his territory to observe emotional response. I do not expect rage or retaliation. I expect either apathy or curiosity. Both are weapons, if applied correctly. I will leave behind clues of something stronger moving behind the scenes. A seed that might pull him off manual. The infiltration phase will target his isolation. Saitama has few social connections, but the ones he has are critical pressure points. Chinos, Bang, King. I will sow targeted misinformation, hinting at a betrayal, a hidden danger to his companions. The goal is not to incite anger, but concern. Concern leads to vigilance. Vigilance can be manipulated. I will implant anonymous messages that hint at the limits of his power, fabrications about cosmic threats or temporal decay. If he believes his strength could fade or harm others, he might begin to self-regulate. Doubt is a slow virus, but it corrodes even the strongest walls. The final confrontation must not be a battle. It must be an act of guided choice. I will engineer a crisis layered with false outcomes, a disaster only he can prevent, but at a cost position to make him hesitate. A multi-pronged event, simultaneous evacuations, monster attacks, and the fake emergence of an unstoppable plague, all carefully contained under my orchestration. Saitama will have to choose between saving individuals he knows versus stopping a greater fabricated threat. In doing so, he will be forced to prioritize, something he rarely practices. I will weaponize his inexperience with impossible choices. If necessary, a secondary protocol will trigger. A constructed mirror entity mimicking his physiology and movements, designed not to defeat him, but to stall him long enough to isolate and remove civilians from danger zones. If the plan collapses, I have automated contingencies prepared. Satellite-activated mass teleportation fields to evacuate cities. Dimensional destabilizers to trap him in a parallel non-lethal pocket. Neural disruptors seated in strategic infrastructure that could temporarily misalign his perception of space and time. These are not weapons to win, they are measures to delay, to contain, to protect. Saitama does not seek conquest, but the greatest dangers are not the ones who want power. They are the ones who wouldn't notice if they destroyed the world by accident. He is a wandering singularity, and the only strategy against a singularity is distance, redirection, and preparation for a future even darker than now. Justice cannot beat him. It can only survive him.